Homemade, homemade, homemade. What's up, marshmallow lovers? I'm Chef Saida Farrell, and this is episode 1 of How to Make Marshmallows from Scratch. Three-part series, I'm going to go over the ingredients you'll need, equipment, and the technique for making homemade marshmallows. After you've watched all 3 videos, you'll have all the information you need to make your own marshmallows. For making vanilla brandy marshmallows from scratch, you're going to need gelatin, water to bloom the gelatin, sugar, water that goes with your sugar, corn syrup, vanilla, and brandy. So what's in a marshmallow? Well, of course, the first ingredient is gelatin. Now, marshmallows used to be made with a marshmallow root, so I have some in this bag right here. And it's just like a dried herb from the flower of marshmallow. So this is what marshmallow root looks like. And you can still add that to your marshmallows, and I'll do a video on that just to add some medicinal properties, because those marshmallows that were made with the root were really for like a cough suppressant and medicine. But then we got into making marshmallows with gelatin and egg whites. So the recipes that I'm going to share with you are egg white free. Now you have your choice in the different gelatins. So you could choose a pork-based gelatin, and if you go to the natural food store and you're looking for a pork-based gelatin, it's going to say porcine. But if you grab it off the shelf from your grocery store, you'll probably find the Knox gelatin that comes in these little packets, and these are a pork-based gelatin. Now, if you don't eat pork and you're looking for an alternative, there is beef gelatin. So this is a beef gelatin that I found at a local halal grocery store. It doesn't say what the ingredients are in it, and I did contact the company. They haven't gotten back to me, but their email address is on this. But I'm assuming that this is most likely a beef-based gelatin. So when it comes to the natural food stores, those gelatins are going to say bovine, B-O-V-I-N-E. So you'll find bovine gelatin. And the third option would be what I use, which is a fish-based gelatin. And I found this one at a local grocer that's kosher, and it's by Libby, and it doesn't tell you exactly what fish is used, but from the research that I've done, it's typically a tilapia fish that's used to make this fish-based gelatin. So there are other gelatins that are sheep gelatins, but we won't be using those in our recipes. And then there's also the vegan option, and I have a whole video for you on how to make vegan marshmallows. You'll also need some kind of liquid for your marshmallows so that you can bloom the gelatin. So now this is just about 4 ounces of water. You could do different fruit juices if you weren't doing a vanilla marshmallow. I've used wines, and in this particular recipe, if you just wanted to have brandy, you could use 4 ounces of brandy. But I'm going to use water in this recipe. The third ingredient is going to be sugar, and a whole lot of it, because boy, do we love sweet marshmallows. But you don't want them overly sweet. So this is about 2 cups of sugar. And now all sugar is not made equal. So if you're vegan and you're using just a store-bought sugar, you're most likely not using a vegan sugar. And what is that? So sugar, to get it this white color, goes through a chemical process where they take cow bones and they char the sugar, the raw cane sugar, with the cow bones, and to get it like this stark white color. So if you're looking for a vegan sugar, Pioneer sugar in the red bag is a good vegan sugar that's made from beets and doesn't go through a chemical process. And then there's also Zolka, yes, a big old bag of Zolka sugar, and this is a cane sugar that just doesn't go through the bleaching process. So most of the ingredients that I've talked about today, you can find on Amazon, Walmart, and Target. And I mention those national brands because we can all find them close by. So I was surprised that Zulka has been in Walmart for a few years now. I've hit or miss with finding it in Target, and a few times I've found small bags at Dollar Tree. Now let's talk about vanilla. So you're going to need vanilla for a vanilla brandy marshmallow. Real simple, if you're looking to be cost effective, like at Costco, this bottle, this 16 fluid ounces, it ranges in price. I bought it for $15 last time. Sometimes it'll go up to $20, but it's a really good vanilla. You know, McCormick and Watkins is another vanilla. And if you decide to get the Great Value brand from Walmart or Market Pantry from Target, those are just equally flavorful when it comes to vanilla. I did try this Uganda vanilla from Whole Foods, or Ugandan vanilla from Whole Foods, but I didn't like the flavor as much as I thought I would for as far as vanilla goes. And then, of course, my favorite is going to be Nielsen Massey. Nielsen Massey has Mexican, Tahitian, and Madagascar vanilla, so you can choose between the three of those. It's going to be a little bit pricey. This is 4 ounces. This one was $26, but you can find it for about $20. And then, of course, Nielsen Massey also has this wonderful vanilla bean paste. That, when I'm making fresh whipped cream, I put my vanilla bean paste in there, and it's just an amazing flavor. And then, of course, if you want the purest form of vanilla, then you're going to go for the vanilla bean. It's going to be the purest form of vanilla. And I'll show you how to open up your vanilla and de-seed it to get all those beautiful beans out of there. So I always tell people, if you see little black specks inside of my marshmallows, that's because I've used the vanilla bean. Now this is vanilla brandied marshmallows, so you're gonna need brandy. And I go hard and I use 4 ounces of brandy. Sometimes I'll use 8 ounces, or because instead of using the water to bloom my gelatin, I'll use 4 ounces of brandy and then another 4 ounces with my sugar syrup. So the brandy itself, when you cook it, the majority of the alcohol is going to cook off, because we do cook our marshmallows to about 230 degrees, and the majority of the alcohol gets cooked off. So you're not going to get buzzed from those, but if you want to keep that alcohol flavor, you can replace the water with brandy. Now, I usually use E&J, the blue top, the VSOP. This month I use the VS with the red top. But then I found an E&J vanilla brandy. So I thought this was awesome. Sorry for the wetness, it was living in the fridge. But so this is something that I'll combine together. If you need 2 cups of water with your sugar. And so I'll use a cup of water and a whole cup of brandy, with the E&J and with the E&J vanilla. So those are great flavors. Now when we get to actually making the vanilla, the marshmallows, make sure that you have a vegetable oil spray, either Pam, that's the Great Value brand, but make sure you have some kind of vegetable oil spray because we want to be able to spray the pan so our marshmallows don't stick. And lastly, we're going to need some powdered sugar. So this powdered sugar is really to keep our marshmallows from being sticky. That's the only reason why we're going to use it. I said lastly about the powdered sugar, but actually, I know you don't want to hear it, but you are going to need some kind of corn syrup inside of your marshmallow recipe. Now the reason why we use corn syrup is because you don't want your sugars to crystallize and then you get like this crunchy layer on top of your marshmallows. So you want to add some kind of inverted sugar into your marshmallows. Now, if you're skipping corn syrup, if you're skipping corn syrup, there are some alternatives. You can use maple syrup, you can use honey, and both of those are going to change the flavor profile. but you can also use a product that I love and I get it off of Amazon. It's called Fermentaholics Inverted Syrup. And you can also make your own inverted syrup. When you're making your own inverted syrup to replace corn syrup, there is a recipe for it. There's some stirring involved and watching the temperature. And I've been able to do it successfully once, and then the second time, meet my pet rock because this is just a block of sugar that crystallized on me, and as you can see, it's a little warm in my kitchen, so some of it has become an inverted sugar at the top, and I just need to warm this up in order to use it, but it's just easy enough to buy the Fermentaholics inverted sugar syrup. So that's episode 1 of all the ingredients that you need to make marshmallows. Stick around for episode 2 when I tell you all the equipment that you're going to need.